All right, let's start with what we got. I know it's hard to turn around and finish practice and eat and get here, so I appreciate you guys for making it. It's important that we support our winter athletes, it's important we support our coaches that put all that work in, so thanks for being here. Hopefully our award winners will also be here. Thanks to Ms. Mullen here and Mr. Amos, who's in the booth, who gave up their time to do this for us, so give them a hand. So welcome the winner 2025 Athletic Awards ceremony, and what a great winner it was, wow. Shame we went on break right away to not really celebrate in time, but here we are, we'll try to get this done. And I also know that you're very excited about your spring seasons. 35 of you, winter sport athletes, were named all-conference athletes. 2 teams won conference titles. Boys varsity, JV, and thirds basketball all posted winning seasons. Give them a hand. Girls varsity basketball, boys and girls squash, and boys and girls swimming also posted competitive winning seasons. And individually, we had the school's first state champion for girls wrestling. Thank you to all the athletes that made that happen, and I want to make sure I take the time to thank our coaches. They worked so tirelessly to give you this student-athlete experience here at St. Andrews. And I will say this, I'm an old guy, been around a long time. Our coaching staff at St. Andrews is not your typical high school coaching staff. Talent is crazy what we have. Former athletes, great coaches, so at some point, I hope you appreciate what you have. I'm blessed to work with them and call them colleagues, and you are so fortunate to be in their care. Give your coaches a hand. Gratitude to Al, Justice, and Bella for all they do in our athletic training office. Mr. Prescott for his always positive attitude, even when he's absolutely running around frantic. And for me, the communications team that I personally never take for granted for all the work they do behind the scenes. All right, so last time in the fall, I talked about some of my favorite moments. I'm going to do it again. Notable moments for me for the season, for the winter, not in any particular order. Boys basketball taking us all on a playoff run. And that win in a very loud, very tightly spaced John Dickinson gym with all of you there in full voice. That's one of mine. Give them a hand. If you're at home tonight, girls basketball beat Tatnall, where it rained 11 three-pointers in a massive conference win. Boys track team going back-to-back conference championships. Boys swimming matching that feat, also going back-to-back conference championships. Girls squash, they all played all the games away from home. They went 3-1 at nationals. Received the highest finish ever for a girls squash program at St. Andrews. And lastly, I can't miss it out, Jules Cleakin and her state championship. If your name is called this evening, please come up the stairs to this side and walk across the stage. One small thing, in the absence of Coach Myers, we will present the Boys Varsity Basketball Awards at the next school meeting, so Coach Terrell can be here to do that, to honor the players, the team, and the great season they had. So we're going to postpone that until Thursday. So we're going to start with Coach Miller.
As a quick preface, I want to express profound thanks to Al, Justice, and Bella, who kept us healthy, to Mr. Prescott, who kept our uniforms immaculate, and to Mr. C, who makes everything go in the world of SAS athletics. It's great to be enjoying a St. Andrews spring, but I kind of miss winter. Not the concept of winter, but specifically this past one, with the Founders JV basketball team. The most notable feature of our team was our incredible depth. Each player brought distinct gifts to our mix. Everyone really deserved to play a lot, but only 5 can be on the court at once, so making those choices was really tough. Some of our best competition occurred in practice, iron sharpening iron, making the process of improvement as individuals and as a team really easy. Our final record was 9-4, including a month-long 9-game winning streak, and we won every conference game we played. And we know we would have beaten Tower Hill and Sanford if they wouldn't have ducked us by being sick and having a blizzard. In the past decade, the most successful JV teams have achieved 10 wins, but played 18 to 20 games to get there. We efficiently racked up our 9 victories in just 13 contests, 4 of which were decided by a basket or free throw. Speaking of efficiency, many thanks to Brooke for managing us so well all season, and huge thanks to the genius on our bench, Coach Baker. I truly wish we could give a dozen awards because really everyone from this team deserves individual recognition, but we are limited to 2. So, hang on with applause for about 5 seconds. Our most improved player is Austin, and our most valuable player is Wadalvis.
I'm going to be super quick. First, I want to say thanks to Coach Bates. His presence on the bench this season made a tremendous impact, not least on my sanity. We had a great season on Thirds basketball this year. We showed a lot of growth, and I think that can be captured by looking at the turnaround the 2 times that we played MOT. We went from a 29-24 loss the first time we played MOT to a 41-23 win. Thirds basketball especially is not all about wins and losses, but this team went 5-2 on the season, which according to the unofficial SAS athletics historian William Robinson is the best thirds record in I think 10 plus years. Most improved could have gone to any number of players. I think a lot of people on this team showed tremendous growth over the course of the season. But the award goes to a player who worked hard, who never complained, who was always receptive to coaching, and who I'm not entirely confident is in the room, and that's Nick Graves. So he needs to improve on showing up. MVP. MVP goes to a player who emerged as a little more of a scoring threat this year, but really wins the award for attitude, for effort, for being a defensive spark. If you were ever in the gym at 3:55 this winter, you probably saw this person dripping in sweat already. So our MVP for Thirds basketball goes to John Kim.
All right, I'm gonna make this real quick as well. First, I just want to say thank you to the sports staff, everybody that helped us out, Coach C, Bryce, Al, and your team. Also, my coaching staff. I have the best coaching staff in the world. Hansel, Coach Grace, Coach Kate, and my wife. I'm lucky enough to have her on the squad as well. And then thank you, players. It's not just about what we did this year, but how y'all did it. It was awesome being a part of it, you know, just being able to coach y'all and see your growth. Let's get to the awards. MVP, we have Catherine Mears. We always say we're lucky to have Catherine on the team. If we didn't, we'd probably be short a few players. Most improved player, or not most improved, sorry. Coach's Award, Claire Holsey. Oh, there she goes. While we only had 2 awards, really could have gave everyone an award. The improvements I saw players go from last year being a small part of the team to this year being all conference players. Kat went from not being on the conference team to being first team this year. Thank you, Coach Anaya. And Claire just continues to be a beast. Y'all know that. So, thank you.
For the JV Girls Basketball Awards, we had a really awesome season. Shout out to this team over here and to Kate Cusick. We had a lot of fun. We got a lot better. I really miss you guys every day out there. But so for our awards, let me see. Our JV MVP award this year goes to Nina Devon. Nina was awesome. She carried our team this year, had an awesome spirit every day. True MVP of our team. And then our most improved player was a player who was on our team last year, showed up every single day, worked really, really hard, and improved a ton since throughout the course of the season, but also last season as well, and that's Caroline Ull.
Coach Whitaker is very sorry that he can't be here tonight, but I am happy to honor the efforts and successes of this year's squash teams. It was another year of progress for the expanding squash program. Coach Whitaker's inclusive program for everyone yielded growth and improvement across the board. The program also benefited greatly from the return of Coach Tolton Bitzer, the continued support from Mr. Will Simons, and the fresh perspective of Coach Urbon. The Founders Squad posted an 8-3 regular season record, largely due to strong new players and seasoned leadership from older players. Sadly, the plague of 2025 kept them from fielding a team at the Squash Nationals, but next year will be better. The Constellation team fought its way to an impressive regular season record of 9-3. Better yet, they capped off the season by going 3-1 at the Squash Nationals in Philadelphia and winning the Constellation bracket, despite moving up to a higher division this year due to their successful regular season. Throughout the year, both teams easily defeated many schools that used to beat us on a regular basis. This was uncharted territory and definitely a high watermark for the program. Another season highlight was securing the state championship and accompanying Spears Cup by going undefeated against Tower Hill. It was a great season, and all the coaches are excited for next year. I am honored to announce the following team awards. Please hold your applause till I get through all 3, and with these 6 players, please come up to the stage. Founders Most Valuable Player, Gray Dugdale. Constellation Most Valuable Player, Marion Lindsay. Founders Most Improved Player, Gabrielle Miller Ramirez. Constellation Most Improved Player, Pope Brown. the Founders Spears Award, Gray Vieg, and the Constellation Spears Award to Lindy Black.
I'm being joined by my assistant coaches, Caroline and Mark. Yeah. So I wanted to start off with a few general thank yous to everybody that helped us make the swim season what it was. First and foremost, Neil Cunningham, Bryce Prescott, and Al Wood. For making athletics at the school go round and round, making sure everybody can get in the pool every day and train to their fullest and compete at their fullest. We benefit enormously from Ron Lindsay in the facilities staff who takes care of the pool chemistry, which we can't do anything if that chemistry isn't fit, so he is enormous for us. Ray and Julia Huffman who take care of the housekeeping for the pool, making sure it stays clean in between uses from outside groups. Kristen Hansel, Will Rarig for covering for me as I balance different things for the school. The spectators and fans who made every meet awesome, especially discs, as we are the host for that, and the spectator energy in that event is second to none every year. Emma Hunter and Leo Tatey, who did a podcast on behalf of the swim team, Charlotte Traub, our team manager, and the team. The team in general for making every practice and every meet memorable and meaningful for everybody that was there and the coaches especially. For me, the season started rocky. We only had 52 practices, and in the first week, we gratefully were able to go support the soccer team in their state run to that tournament, which was awesome. And it also cost us a practice, which as a coach can tell you, it's always a difficult balance. We were also faced with Math League and other things, the end of an awesome cross-country season, but also stepped into our practices. And so the beginning of the season started a little bit rocky, and then it ended rocky with Flumageddon and our entire team, or many of our team, being wiped from our state tournament. But my most memorable moment from the season was sitting in the office with Coach Hammond and Coach Town after discs was over, thinking back on all that was accomplished despite the rocky start and the impending rocky finish. We came together as a team. They swam hard. They laughed about it. They were able to walk to the dining hall and eat dinner with wet hair and all, and in between accomplished really amazing things. So thank you, especially to the team, for everything you've done this year. Round of applause for them. We have 5 awards on each side of the team, boys and girls. I will call the 5 for the girls' side, and then they can come up on the stage, and then the 5 for the boys' side. The first award is the Genero Service Award, and that award is going to go to Amanda May. The second award is the Rookie of the Year Award, and that award will go to Olivia Heisey. The third award is the Most Improved Athlete, and that award will go to Lila Worth. The fourth award, the Most Valuable Athlete Award, goes to the athlete with the most cumulative points for the team on the year, and that is Connie Kang. And finally, the Coaches Award, which goes to a person that we are referring to as a glue person for our team, and that is none other than Reese Holden. On the boys' side, the Genero Service Award goes to Will Tower. The Rookie of the Year Award to Bo Taylor. The Most Improved Athlete, who on December 8th, 2022, went a 100 in the 100 freestyle, and this year at Discs went a 50.5, Kaz Yamada. The Most Valuable Athlete Award, again going to the person who has the most cumulative points on the season, is Andrew Comstock. And finally, the Coaches Award, which goes to a hardworking yet lighthearted individual who is a strong leader on our team, Austin McAlintle. And before we get our final picture, the last two people that I want to thank enormously are these two behind me, Coach Down and Coach Hammond, who are remarkable people for a lot of reasons. But, you know, none of us, we can't do any of this alone. I certainly can't. And they made this team better, and they made me better. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
So as the other programs have all mentioned, I just want to reiterate our thanks to all the athletic staff of the school and everybody who contributes to a really successful winter season. Special thanks to the assistant track coaches, Coach Hill, Coach Salata, Coach Perla, for all their commitment, their dedication to practice every day. It takes a lot to stand outside all winter and watch athletes train. And in the cold, and just, I really appreciate everything that they've given to the program. So the indoor track team had a great season running, throwing, hurdling, and jumping. We had 54 total athletes on this year's team, which is the largest we've ever had in school history. We competed in 6 regular season meets, sent our first ever national qualifier to the New Balance Indoor National Championships. We went to the DIAA Championships, where we competed with 5 relay teams, as well as 7 individual qualifiers. The individual qualifiers to get into that meet are ranked in the top 16 in the state in their events. So it's quite an accomplishment to do that. These qualifiers were Ethan Williams in the 55 meters, Chris Unsamu in the 1600 meters, Peter Bird and Henry Bird in the 3200 meters, Margaret Gilhaney in the 55-meter hurdles, and the high jump. Leah Horgan in the 1,600 meters and 3,200 meters, and Maggie Baker in the 3,200 meters. This team also broke really an unprecedented number of school records during the season. We've now had a track team for 10 seasons, and for the first couple years, it's really easy to break school records because there really aren't that many. For a little context, last year's team, which I thought was the fastest in school history, broke 15 school records over the course of the season. This year's team broke 42 school records. So, you do the math. We also had a great showing at the disc championships. The girls' team were the runners-up, the disc runners-up, and the boys' team were the disc champions. At that meet, the following athletes earned all disc honors. We had 18 total athletes earning all disc honors. Honorable mention honors went to Henry Bird, Charlie Toston, Lawson Meyer. Second team honors went to Spencer Gross, Burke Donovan, Lewis Stiles, Peter Bird, Michael Tanzi, Mila Butler, Alexion Samu, and Bridget Daly. And first team honors went to Jackson Wingard, Ethan Williams, Chris Ansalmu, Olivia Ike, Leah Horgan, Maggie Baker, and Margaret Gilhaney. So now for our team awards. Our MVP awards this year were for Ethan Williams and Leah Horgan. While these two are up here, I have one other short announcement to make about both of them. I just found out today that both Ethan and Leah have been accepted as National High School Track and Field Association All-Americans for this indoor season. Okay, our most improved athletes for this season were Ryerson Lee and Margaret Gilhaney. And the Coaches Awards go for two athletes who were new to the program this year, but really stepped up in valuable ways for us, helping with relays, really being willing to do anything to help the team. It's William Beto and Brianne Isaac. Good evening. I wanted to first just thank Al Wood and his team, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Prescott for everything they did for wrestling.
And definitely a shout out, I don't want to forget Ricky from housekeeping. He kept our room clean and definitely bacteria free. No skin disorders this season, so huge plus. This year we had I know it sounds cliche, but this year was kind of a rebuilding season for the wrestling team. We lost a lot of people, and next year we'll continue that with the loss of a lot of seniors this year. The team went 3 wins and 4 losses, but it doesn't really reflect what was put in the room and on the mat, because I'm sure some of the other sports who go by point system, we gave up 24 team points every single match minimum because of missing weight classes. So anybody out here who is interested or knows someone's in wrestling, the program can definitely use wrestlers from 106 pounds to 126 pounds. And we can use the heavyweight because Big John's graduating. Individually, though, the wrestlers went to tournaments, and both sides of the house, the boys team and the girls team, brought home the bling on numerous occasions. Some standouts on that were, and obviously her name was mentioned earlier, was Juliet Kleekin. A little on Jules, but also another standout wrestler this year who I think was kind of backstage a little was Madeline LaSalle. Both of these young ladies started off their year at the Milford Wrestling Tournament. Then they went to the Del Castle Tournament, Queen of the Jungle, and they pinned their ways through all their opponents to take first place in those tournaments. Julie went on to win the Delaware State Girls Championship this year at 145 pounds, being one of the first state champions, as Mr. Cunningham said, for this school. But Madeline LaSalle would have definitely blown through everyone, all of her opponents, who she pretty much pinned throughout the season in the first period. But unfortunately, just like some of you were plagued by the flu, Madeline was sent home with it, so she didn't get to compete in that tournament. This year's winners, I'm going to start backwards. JV Coaches Award. JV Coaches Award goes out to Olivia Atkins. Come on up, Olivia. Olivia entered the wrestling room a little bit quiet and a little unsure of herself. However, I watched her grow alongside her trusted sidekick, Angie, as both dedicated themselves to hard work in the room. This year, Olivia improved significantly as a wrestler and proved to be very coachable. I had the pleasure of giving her sideline instructions, and she executed those instructions flawlessly in competition, often fighting back to take wins. So congratulations. Most improved wrestler goes to Brian Walsh. So as a coach, it's my responsibility to observe each athlete closely, identify those who are progressing and those who need support to catch up. When Brian first stepped into the wrestling room, he was somewhat meek and mild, but he evolved remarkably. With each match, he became more skilled and tenacious. Despite being thrown into varsity matches against more experienced opponents, he faced every challenge head on without any complaints. It has been quite evident on how much he has grown in the wrestling sport this season. Congratulations. Coach's Award goes to Luke Ketzner. I saw that. Luke exemplifies tenacity and a never-quit attitude. He faced a lot of controversy this season, but kept his chin up and stayed in the fight the entire time.
While there are many techniques I can teach in the wrestling room, heart is not one of them, and it is irreplaceable as an athlete. From day one, Luke has consistently wrestled and led with immense heart, which is why he was chosen as a captain. I have never regretted that decision. His leadership both on and off the mat set a powerful tone for underclassmen. MVP goes to Julia Kleekin. Juliet is an extraordinary and dedicated young woman. Her exceptional dedication and drive and leadership abilities shine through every day at practice and during the matches. Her passion for her sport and for her team is evident and serves as an inspiring example for all current and future athletes interested in a rapidly growing field of women's wrestling.
Thank you all for showing up. Hey!